Let me tell you, if you'd have walked into the lobby of Apex Trust Bank that morning, you'd have sworn you'd stumbled onto the set of a bad comedy, except no one was laughing. And what went down was more real than most folks care to admit. Picture this: a quiet, sharp-looking woman in her 40s, natural curls pulled back, gray hoodie, nothing flashy about her, just the kind of person you might stand behind at the grocery store unless, of course, you were Stephen Coleman, branch manager, who took one look at her and snapped. She looks like she's here to rob the place, not open an account. Get her out before someone thinks we serve people like that. Yeah, that happened. Those words set the tone, but what Stephen didn't know, what none of them knew, was that Vanessa Harper, the woman they were all so eager to shove out the door, was the CEO, the very person who'd built Apex from scratch and signed their paychecks every month. Now, Vanessa wasn't there for show. She'd been getting complaints, whispers about how folks who didn't look the part, Black, Latino, or just not dressed to impress, were being brushed off or ignored, while anyone in a suit got red carpet treatment. She could have sent an audit team, called for a meeting, but that's not her style. Instead, she walked right in, no warning, no entourage, just wanting the truth. And that day, the truth hit like a hammer. The only person who treated her with any decency was a young trainee, Maya Patel, sweet kid, respectful, eager. "Good afternoon, ma'am. How can I help you today?" Vanessa asked about premium accounts. Basic enough question. Maya started explaining the tiers, and then, like clockwork, Stephen stormed over. He didn't even try to hide his contempt, cutting Maya off, waving Vanessa away, saying she couldn't afford a premium account and shouldn't waste their time. You know that feeling when you're being sized up and dismissed in the same breath? That's what was happening, and everyone could feel it. Rachel and Brian at their stations, trading snide remarks. Rachel whispering she looked like she'd wandered in off the street. Brian joking she belonged at a bus station. The words hung in the air, thick and sour. And then security got involved. Derek Vaughn, built like a linebacker, but all scowl and swagger, telling Vanessa to leave unless she was there on legitimate business. Vanessa kept her cool, holding up her ID, clear as day. Vanessa Harper, CEO. Rachel took one look, laughed, and tossed it back. "Fake," she said, just flat and cold. And here's the twist: across the lobby, Jacob Reed, a white financial analyst visiting from out of town, was live streaming the whole thing. Didn't say a word, just let the phone roll, the world outside watching every second. Meanwhile, you had VIPs like Sophia Bennett getting espressos in private rooms, white clients being hand-walked through transactions, and Vanessa, who controlled more money than anyone in the building, being threatened with removal. Maya, torn but brave, tried to speak up, got shot down, told she didn't know how to spot a vagrant yet. That's the culture Vanessa had come to expose, and man, did she get her proof. When Vanessa pressed the issue, asking again for information, Derek doubled down, saying he'd escort her out. At that point, Vanessa pulled out her phone, sent one quiet text: internal system, standing by. She didn't need to raise her voice. She knew exactly what was coming. But inside, things just got uglier. Staff kept mocking her, clients started murmuring, and Maya, shaking but steady, finally called them out, saying what everyone was thinking: this wasn't about a premium account. It was about how Vanessa looked. Stephen tried to shut her down, but Maya didn't back down, and neither did Jacob, who announced his stream was blowing up online. People outside the bank were watching this unfold in real time. A few customers started to stand up for Vanessa, whispering they'd seen her on CNBC, that she really was the CEO. But the staff wouldn't listen. Even as evidence piled up, Maya pulled up the internal employee directory, clear as day: Vanessa Harper, CEO. Stephen couldn't say a word. The tension was so thick you could slice it with a credit card. And then, for the first time, Stephen looked unsure, a flicker of doubt in his eyes. Vanessa didn't gloat, didn't shout, just quietly stated, "I built Apex to serve everyone, not just the ones who walk in with gold watches and leather briefcases. If you think I don't belong here because of my hoodie, then maybe this branch doesn't belong in my company." Yeah, that landed. It all came to a head when Derek tried to physically remove Vanessa. That was the moment the room exploded, not in chaos, but solidarity. Customers linked arms, blocked Derek and Maya, her voice trembling but loud, threatened to report him to HR, and the police right there in front of everyone. Stephen tried to fire Maya on the spot, but she called his bluff. You don't have that authority anymore. She does. Vanessa didn't move, didn't flinch. Then came the reckoning. The regional director, Michael Torres, arrived with board members Lisa Chun and Robert Hayes. They needed no introduction. Vanessa, calm as ever, stood in the middle of the lobby and, with the whole crowd watching, announced the branch was shut down and Stephen, Rachel, Brian, Derek fired. Effective immediately. Security access revoked. No coming back. Maya? Promoted on the spot for doing the right thing. The room was dead silent, but you could feel something break, like a fever lifting. The arrogance, the rot-it, all got cut away right there with the truth exposed and the whole world watching on social media. But Vanessa didn't stop at firing people. She ordered a full audit to every complaint, every account turned away, every report buried. She found out Stephen had done the same thing at other branches, with a whole network covering it up. Vanessa didn't yell, didn't seek revenge. She wrote personal letters to every client who'd ever filed a complaint. She called some herself. She rebuilt training from the ground up, put Maya in charge of equity response, and made sure the new policy wasn't just for show. And you know what's wild? A final twist came from a retired regional manager, revealing this toxic protect the brand mindset had started years ago, quietly passed down, never on paper, but living in whispers and code words. Vanessa tore that out at the root: permanent oversight, new task forces, real accountability. 3 months later, you'd find her standing in a new, open Apex lobby. No more marble thrones, just a simple quote on the wall. Respect is the minimum balance. She didn't need recognition, just the quiet smile of a client who felt like they belonged. Because sometimes real change isn't loud. Sometimes it looks like a woman in a hoodie walking into her own bank and finally being treated like she belongs. So let me ask you, what do you think real justice looks like in a place like that? When is enough enough? Drop your thoughts below, because the only way these stories end is when good people decide to write a new chapter themselves.